All right, welcome to the Muscle Maturity Podcast, episode 107. I am here with 1983 Mr. Olympia, Samir Bannout, and Marcus Guerrero from Old School Labs, and I am John Hansen.
Hey, John.
And
Hello.
what's going on, guys? So we got a couple birthdays. Samir had a birthday last week. Marcus got a birthday today.
It's the Scorpio's time to shine, man.
It's the Scorpio. This is the Scorpio week, John.
Yeah, you can feel all the fire and passion, you know.
Happy birthday, Marcus.
Definitely.
And speaking of that, John, I want to thank you very much for the nice surprise.
Yeah,
I was out of town for almost 5 days.
Oh, okay.
When I came back, I got this from Big John, guys. Check it out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Huge.
It's like one of my favorite pictures this year. So,
the old school beach pictures are probably like the best.
Thanks to you and Stephanie. And on top of that, I'm going to thank your mom and dad for sending me a beautiful postcard. Very funny. So I want to say, Terry and Jerry and Don, thank you very much. I really appreciate your thoughtful. This card was funny. Make me laugh my butt off.
what does it say?
Here we go. Look at it.
When your knees are crackling. Wait, hold on.
The rest? Okay,
No,
let's start from the beginning.
Samir's a speed reader.
Here we go. This is the big guy. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Yep.
Okay. Now here we go.
Wait. Okay, there you go. You can't remember.
You got you fret.
Okay, here's the end of it. Not yet. We're not there yet.
Not there yet.
We got about 25 years to go.
Some good dark humor. I like it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
My mom and dad are in their 80s and they're still going strong. So
hey,
knock on wood.
So they know what it's all about.
That's why That's why you're good looking, John. You got a good genetic right there.
That's right.
Well, John, I saw you were busy over the weekend, man. How was the? I saw you at Derek's gym. How was that? How was the training session?
Oh, it was good. I went last Thursday, so I went with Paul, the guy who owns Pro Physique, and we had a couple of people up there. But awesome gym, man. He's got a great gym in St. Pete, Florida. A lot of that new tech equipment, which is really, really nice, and it was way bigger than I thought it would be. It was like, I think it's like 12,000 feet. 12,000 square feet, so it's pretty big.
4,000?
Yeah,
that's small.
You said 12,000?
4,000 is small.
12.
It's got to be over 12,000.
Yeah.
Oh, 12 is good. Yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah. I was expecting it to be a little smaller, and when I walked in, I was like, "Whoa!" It goes all the way down here, all the way over here. But man, I got to go back for the leg equipment because I did shoulders. But the leg equipment looks amazing. Like you could be like a kid in a candy store there.
Was when we were at the Pittsburgh Pro, remember how they had the new tech equipment? Was that some of the equipment that was there that they were promoting?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It felt so smooth.
At the Olympia, too, they had a whole, remember the Samir, they had that whole big area for the new tech?
Great equipment. You got to see that, Marcus. Very nice. We tried. I was trying the equipment, me and Stephanie and John. We very nice. Very, very nice.
Yeah, it was at the Pittsburgh.
What are these made at, John? Where are they made at?
North Korea.
In North Korea?
Yeah.
The
dumbbells were in kilograms, not pounds. So.
That's right. That's what they use, I guess, metrics.
Yeah. But I was doing shoulders. They had this really cool rear delt machine. So you sit down on a bench and you bend over, and it had like a bar that goes against your lower back. So it keeps you down. And you grab the handles between your legs and raise them up. But it was really smooth, really nice.
Yeah, see, I always look at it. Like, I have like a gym that has like very old school equipment. Mm-hmm. But then like when you compare it to some of the new stuff, like obviously there's those like just golden equipments out there. However, a lot of the new things we're seeing, it's the smoothness of it. Like just the capabilities you have is just like a lot smoother and better on the body.
There's so many good companies out there, Marcus.
I talked to him afterwards, and he's like, "You got to come back for like legs and back. Like those are the two."
Feel like back with Derek makes sense.
John, one of the strongest company in equipment right now is Panata.
Yeah.
That was
And
another good one. Yeah.
in 1985, 1986, around this time, I visited Rudy Panata at home in Apiro. And at the time, Rudy was building his equipment in like a garage. Like a garage. It's like double car garage, like, you know.
Yeah.
And before you know, he's very, very smart. Rudy is very intelligent and he loved designing and stuff. So he made some incredible equipment. You know, I mean, I'm not giving him an advertisement, but I know the quality of his equipment is excellent. And, you know, now that we saw new tech, very, very good. I mean, that gym in Las Vegas, all the equipment looked very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very.
Yeah. You got to go to the gym. I didn't go to the gym, but
Yeah, you left early that day, so we went and train and
yeah.
hang out. It's very, very good atmosphere at that Las Vegas new tech, right?
Yeah.
Well, speaking
Next
of
time,
new
John.
tech equipment and Panada equipment, I feel like somebody who's been, getting their dues in on them. AndrewJacked just won Romania Pro this weekend. Not sure if you've seen that. I'm pretty sure he's been on, quite a few Panada machines at this point. So were y'all able to catch that? How'd you feel? I thought it was like one of his best looks yet, and I'm on that hype train right now. So how'd you guys feel about AndrewJacked at Romania Pro? Were you able to see him?
Yeah.
AndrewJacked is amazing, man.
I thought he looked amazing. I think he looked maybe a little fuller than he did at the Olympia. But I mean, he really showed, the potential this guy's got. I mean, the height, the width, the structure. We've been waiting for him to put it all together, and he finally did it this year. So this was great though, because I think after the Olympia, where he got a really strong third, a lot of people had him higher. I think now this win, of course, I think he's just got a lot of confidence, and I think that's what he needed. He needed the mental part of it. He always had the physical part, but he just needed to feel like, he could be a winner and he could really believe it. And now I think he believes it. So he's going in the Arnold in March. So
yeah,
he's got to be the favorite for that.
It definitely translates to the stage. Like that confidence, you could see it.
Yeah.
Like you could see it. And I feel like for this look was like a mix of that Texas Pro show that he won about 2 years ago at this point, I guess, and then Olympia. Like the perfect mix of those two brought that fullness. Samir, were you able to see it? How'd you feel about it?
I think Andrew could have been acceptable Mr. Olympia this year, a few weeks ago. To me, the way he showed up the next day, he was worthy of the title, to be honest. Yeah. I mean,
Saturday night.
Not to say, every podcast, every time we talk, I always felt Derek would be the front runner because Derek has the body. And if you ask me who would be the front runner next year, I would say Derek again. But in all honesty, it's not guaranteed for anyone. And if Derek wants to win the Olympia, he has to come in hard like a rock and not to dwell on the size. Forget about size. You're already massive. So look at the difference. John and I, we were like sitting there watching at prejudging, and we thought Andrew didn't look as good, but he came in next day. Oh my God. Next day, he was like another 10% sharper. For sure.
He was fuller. He was
the same thing with Hadi. Hadi was super sharp, and honestly, it could have gone either way on day 2. So let's think quality, no more mass. Guys like Derek, he is massive. I think pound to pound, Derek is the biggest.
Yeah.
What Derek is missing? Nothing. Derek's missing nothing. Now we're talking about AndrewJacked. He won another show, and I know he's have the confidence. He needs that mental confidence now. Yeah. One advice for AndrewJacked has to be a little more professional in presentation, okay? Doing all the split and stuff that don't mean anything. You have to strike every pose in transition. He need to pose better. He got all the tools, to be honest, to beat anyone. So Derek have all the tools to beat anyone. Samson have all the tools to beat anyone. Samson tried to get big. I don't think that's the answer. The answer is be at least as ripped as you were when you won, with that size, similar size, or maybe slightly more size, but improve that quality. Even if he improve it 5%, he would be very, very dangerous. So it's really hard. Next time, I don't want to bet anymore because anything could happen. Anything could happen.
I think last
But
Olympia
we have
definitely.
3 guys that have a perfect body, Marcus. We have 3 guys.
Yeah.
Derek is a perfect. He's got everything. But I'm disappointed on.
I mean, you could argue. It's 4 guys realistically.
Who's the 4 guy?
Hadi, Samson, Andrew.
Hadi is a slam dunk, guaranteed he's going to come in shape.
Yeah, that's the.
No, Hadi is always coming in shape. And honestly, I mean, I don't want to be negative toward anybody because the way I see things, like I said, even if Jean was on stage, he's my buddy. I won't help him. I say it like it is. Derek didn't look sharp enough for me on day 2, but based on the criteria and the IFBB judging system, usually in most cases, whatever happened to prejudges carry you on all the way to the final and give you an advantage in the final, right, John?
Yeah, seems that way, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think Hadi did beat him Saturday. He beat him by 1 point.
Yeah, and so, again, I have to go back and say I have my own way of putting things. If you're doing a marathon, at the 10 miles, you are 5th place. Who cares? It doesn't matter who crossed the line first, and that's how it should be. And Mr. Olympia have to look perfect on day 1 and day 2.
Yeah, I wish they would just put it on one day. It would just be so much easier for the competitors, and then we wouldn't have this, every year like, oh well, this guy looked better on day 1, this guy looked better on day 2. Just
exactly.
have it all
it's better on one day.
Just get it all done.
You know what? But John, whatever happened, I don't know exactly what happened. I didn't really go backstage this year. I think Derek went back down at least by 7-8%, maybe 10%. Quality-wise, he just wasn't the Marcus I want to see. Do I bet my money on him again? Of course I will, but he has to come in shredded. And you know what? I will vote. I will say he could pull it off easier than anybody.
Yeah.
But again, AndrewJacked could do it, Marcus. I think AndrewJacked have all the weapon for sure.
You know, it's interesting because we talk about size a lot, and I do think that is one of the things that helped Derek at this year's Olympia. It definitely wasn't the quality, especially on night 2. The size, that was very shocking to me. Legs looked a lot bigger. Chest even, had a little bit, more oomph to it. Now, do you think that this is something that could possibly hurt some of these, these top people, the people who we know can be the Olympia winners coming into next year, or will it, harm them? Derek included, Derek, Andrew, these people who are, chasing size or whatever it be. Is the quality more important, or is it the sweet science in the middle? How do you feel about them getting bigger? Samir, I can let you go ahead and start with this one.
Go ahead, John.
John, I'll let you start with this one.
Oh, you want me? No, I'm sorry. I didn't really hear it.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So I was pretty much saying, so when it comes to a lot of these top competitors, right? So one thing that I feel like helped Derek was the fact that he put on some size. Legs looked a lot bigger. He had the biggest legs on stage at the very least night 1. So I want to know how you feel about these guys putting on size. Do you think that it is hurting their quality, or what? How do you feel about it moving forward? John, I'll let you start.
It all depends on the competitor, but I mean, at this level where these guys are at, they're all huge. So it's really about the quality, I think. I think they're all big enough. I mean, Andrew was probably the only one that maybe could have filled out even more. It was unbelievable that sounds because he's so huge, but he's just so big and his arms and legs are so long. He could probably still put on some more beef, but I think Derek is huge, and I think he made the right move for this Olympia because when he lost the year before, he was a little flat, his legs were down, and I think they wanted to make sure, I don't know what their strategy was, but I think they wanted to make sure that didn't happen this year. So he just came in thick, and a lot of people said he looked a little bit like Jay Cutler. He's massive, But I think Derek's best look last year was the Arnold, and I think next year he'll probably try to duplicate that look where he's not only big but also really, really hard and in good condition. And I think that's what put him way ahead of Samson at the Arnold this year. So I think he'll try to replicate that because I think he's just going to shoot for the Olympia next year. He did a lot this year with doing those 3 shows. So I think he's just going to spend all the time just getting ready for the Olympia.
Yeah. Well, anything could happen. I mean, sometimes a little bit of size could help you, but at the end of the day, is how you show up, the dryness. I think some of them don't understand the nerve impact, your nervous system, the tension, the water fluctuation. Okay, this is very important. You have to understand deeply fluid and electrolyte management. That is the most important part, because none of those guys is fat, Marcus. None of those guys have fat on them. Trust me, all of them are in condition to win. But the water war, if you don't understand the water war, then you're not a good coach. You have to understand how to keep the intracellular space full and keep the subcutaneous area minimized. And sometimes that people don't understand. I talk about it so much from lots of experience. You do have two types of fluid. A hormonal fluid can kill you. Sodium-related fluid, which is just caused by sodium and minor water retention, that is really not going to hurt you as much, okay? Because all your body is 80 whatever or more % water. And the carb loading, all that stuff we take is just to put more fluid in the cell. Even if you spill over a little bit, it's not going to harm you. That is if you have very low body fat percentage. But what hurts you the most when you stay up and panic and worry and you're nervous, that's that's adrenal fluid. This water will kill you, will kick your ass. So you need to be with someone heavily experienced that understand how to manage this specific area. And believe me, that's what separates the man from the boys at the high level of competition. So being dry, full and dry, that's the key.
And I think having that eye around them, whether it's, obviously their coach, someone like Aceto, a wife, even a lot of these guys, they have their wives coaching him, Keon, Samson. I think you need that eye, that kind of, professionalism around you. But, if you had to give, Andrew, obviously moving up into this year's, season, what's one word of advice you would give him moving forward?
Let me tell you something. Not all coaches, even the one we know, are masterful in this area.
Yeah.
Okay? There's only a couple people who is masterful that understand the type of fluid that goes in and out and how to prevent intracellular fluid to secrete it to the subcutaneous area. This is something that can be controlled. Whether you can control it naturally or you can control it with drugs. I'm aware of both ways, but it could be done naturally. And it could be done by taking certain things it's nothing dangerous, actually, to be honest with you. And there's a dangerous way, of course. Good luck on who's coaching you, okay? Now, you have dangerous coaches that will play kind of Russian roulette. And this is something you don't want to be with, okay? And then you have other problems. You have doc coaches that actually, I don't want to name anyone in particular. You have coaches that actually big on diuretic. And that's the stupidest thing you could have, a coach that always live by the sword and they will die by the sword. You do not giving your athlete the wrong diuretic. You do not. Sometimes you don't need to at all. And if you do, you have to be masterful. And unfortunately, most of them aren't masterful. And they can destroy you. Losing water from the cell is like set you back up. Forget about it. You're done. You lose fluid from the cell, you flatten out, and you look like you are fat.
Yeah.
And you cannot treat hormonal fluid by just as any diuretic. There is way for that. We don't want to talk about it because we're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, but you could say I'm experienced. Yes. I know this area upside down, inside out. Why? I only spent 50 years doing fucking bodybuilding, so I know what I'm doing here. That's it. But when you spend 50 years of your life doing this, You understand how to manage it safely. Remember that. Safety is first. That's what we need to do first. Sometimes your athlete is at 95 condition and you look at him and you go, well, maybe I should give him a little diuretic. And you know what? I know some coaches that do that. And guess what happened? They sent the guy back 10% quality, a lot worse quality. So don't play with diuretic. That is the ultimate answer. Right, John?
Yep.
Some sound
diuretic could make you or break you, but don't take your chances if you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah. So, John, what would your advice be to Andrew for him to beat Derek next year and become dethrone the Mr. Olympia winner and become the new champion?
Well, I mean, if he's going to do the Arnold, after the Arnold, I would just say, put in some really good months of training and just keep making improvements. I think, like I said, he's always had the physique. It's just the mental part of it. And I think if he believes now, especially if he wins the Arnold, look at where he's placed in the Olympia the last few years. He's always been like 4th, 5th. He's never been in the top 3. This is the first time he's ever made the top 3. So I think this was a big game changer for him. And I remember Peter McGuff, when he was around, he told me that like Ronnie was never placing high in the Olympia. Like the year Ronnie won the Olympia in '98, he had never even made the top 6.
Wow.
He went from, I think, 9th the year before to winning it. So I think the highest he ever placed was like 7th. And so when he won that year, it just totally changed him as a person. He just really believed, he had the confidence. And then he became King Coleman. To him, he was Ronnie the King, and nobody could beat him. But before that, he was very humble. He didn't have that kind of confidence.
No.
So I think if that can happen with Andrew and he places the top 3 in the Olympia, he wins the Romania. If he goes to the Arnold and wins like the biggest prize money ever in bodybuilding, $750,000, I think that's going to really blow up his confidence. And if he can just take that hunger and that confidence and go all the way to the Olympia and keep training hard, and then just him and Aceto can nail it like they did this year, yeah, he could definitely be a top. He could
remember,
win.
John, do you remember when Ronnie Coleman was not even placed in the top 6? He was doing like 8th and 9th. Remember?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
When, when he connected with Chad.
Yeah.
Okay. Chad, believe it or not, I don't want to say what kind of coach he is, but he knows what the hell is going on. Chad, he knows. And he comes sometime, according to what I hear, that he have a harsh way of drying you up. Mm-hmm. But he understands the harsh way too. So, once he got Ronnie Coleman shredded to the bone, and they did the same with Rami. Remember?
Yeah.
Chad and who else? Just Chad work on Ronnie and on
Big Rami.
What's his name? Ronnie Coleman and what's his name again?
Rami.
Rami and Ronnie, both of them similar name. But anyhow, you understand that when you have a coach that is capable, understand the drying up process. Remember that. Like one time I remember I went to Ron Coleman room at I think 2001, and I had with me Prince Jassim bin Abdulaziz, which Prince Jassim wanted to go, and they had a special surprise for Ronnie, and they gave him a crystal tiger as some present. But believe it or not, Ronnie has about 25 gallons of water all around his room.
Mm-hmm.
So, most people are so stupid out there. Well, they cut water. But sometimes you can dry more by having water. This is what separates the man from the boys. That's what I'm telling you. You have to understand how to deal with water. You don't go to just idiot that would send you to the graveyard. Okay. So evidently Chad understands the game very well, and he did it. And when his athlete, like Rami and Ronnie came in these conditions, were like easily, boom, they won. I mean, nobody would have touched Ronnie Coleman 2001, impossible. You cannot. up till now, nobody's been drier than Ron Coleman at 2001, was it, John, or 2002? I don't really remember exactly what year it was, but I tell you one thing: I've never seen anybody so massive and shredded at the same time.
When he was 287.
I think 2001. I think his Ronnie's best condition. He was dry like a desert sand, and he was massive. But I know he was kind of like tired when Winter's Room was like not. He wasn't that energized. I mean, you know, they were like going through the peaking process, and so you witness that. And when you see all these gallons of water, you understand water is life. You don't dry the body forcefully, but there's ways. There is way, and only capable coach understand these things. There's a million ways to do it. There's several ways to do it.
Yeah,
but never leave the water. Never stay without water. It's very stupid when someone says, "Oh, I'm going to cut the water." You can cut the water, but only for maybe a few hours, but not for days. Okay? That I know Mohammed bin Aziz would cut the water for days.
Mm-hmm.
That was also dangerous. I don't want to talk about these things. I don't want to put any idea in the kids' head, you know. I don't want to be responsible.
Did you know Benaziza, Marcus?
Say it again.
Do I know Mohammed?
Did you hear about Benaziza?
Oh, the one who passed away?
Did I hear?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know who he is?
No, he knows.
Mohammed bin Aziz was one of those guys that actually, Mohammed, rest in peace, he was like, he wants it so bad. He tried everything in the book. And I know some of the practices they did, I don't approve it. It's scary. It's very scary. And because it was scary and I knew it was scary. And so that's why he ended up killing himself by following this kind of crazy practices. I mean, insane.
Yeah.
I mean, Muhammad was healthy, was huge, was muscular, like he gets in condition that you won't believe it. I saw Muhammad the year in Germany. He was Kevin Levrone in a competition. Muhammad was backstage, was like that. He could not even walk backstage. Yeah. And when his name came out to be on stage, he woke himself up and his pose was, once he's behind the curtain, he's like, he almost dropped dead. I mean, that's not the way to do things.
No.
You force the body, you kill yourself, and rest in peace. I love Muhammad. I mean, I was hanging out with him in Spain, here in LA. We're friends. But, you know, live and learn. Live and learn.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that this sport, and I mean this in a good way, actually, it kind of, you know, you notice that people who surround themselves in this sport and who take it to the next level are people who are just, you know, borderline insane. And I mean it in the best way possible. Like, they are obsessive. They are compulsive. Like, you know, their whole lifestyle becomes this, and this passion just fuels so bright with them. It's honestly kind of like interesting.
Now more than ever, Marcus, is going to be tougher than ever because now you got more money prizes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're going to see more kamikaze stuff. Which is, I think, John, you know, I feel bad for these guys that's not in safe hand. You gotta be safe. You gotta be safe. There's only handful. You see it, one handful of coaches that understand safety. Okay. And I know quite a bit of coaches that gamble, that play Russian roulette. And in the past few years, we lost some champion because of that stuff. And now with the money prices, Arnold's putting like so much more, and Jake, they're like increasing the prices to, you know, make it more interesting, you know, and we want that.
Yeah.
But when the competition's so tough and there's a lot of money, these guys will gamble. They want to compete more often. Like, you know, just until Jean told us that Derek decided not to do the Arnold Classic. But the money's still on the back of his head. If I went there and grab another 600,000, he's thinking about it.
750.
But you got to think, no, I got my health first. I got to relax. I got a wife and daughter. I have family. I got to be healthy for them. Taxing my body with more entry is only going to harm me. You got to really understand that kind of stuff. And, you know, remember, the money is the root of all evil. Remember,
Yeah,
You know
well,
that.
Well, he made
definitely.
over $1 million last year just in prize money.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Become the most
Did you
winningest in 1 year.
listen to this? Why do you think Martin Fitzwater did very good this year? Tell me why.
Came in condition.
That's right. You know, Martin's condition was excellent.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
think Derek should have the same mentality. Quality, 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 chasing quality, not
I think he
just
will.
mass.
I think he will next year.
I'm sure he's smart, but again, you know, sometimes you get a little bit too greedy by wanting to do some this and that, and then that backfiring. You don't need mass. My advice to Derek: no more worrying about size. He's the biggest. Even if you lose 10 pounds, he still is the biggest. Imagine he's super shredded, separation and detail everywhere. No, come on, who's gonna beat that? Nobody. But this year, I didn't see it. Even now, I'm not dieting. The separation between the biceps and triceps, you see?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have it on Saturday night. You know, Jean, why? I don't want to go into more detail about what happened, but no more size. No more size. You got all the size necessary. You're like a big bulldozer. You just go in there and run them over and win. Get you 600 or whatever, $1 million, but do it right. You don't panic. Don't over try it.
Well, he did what he said he was going to do. And I told him, when I talked to him, I said, man, you're an inspiration to me, because how many people have a goal, a big goal, like a scary goal that like nobody thinks is going to make it. Nobody believes in it. And he said that goal at the beginning of the year, and he believed in it all year, and he did it. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I mean,
you got to give it to
you
him.
say
He's
stuff
a
like
warrior.
that, and you say big stuff. A lot of people go, yeah, that's not going to happen. I even said he's not going to win the Olympia. You can't win the first two shows and then still peak for the Olympia, and he did it. So,
well, he's a warrior. He loved this game, and he tried. But sometimes, remember, sometimes trying too hard not necessarily is the right thing to do. Sometimes you push yourself when you don't need to push yourself.
right.
And whatever happened, whatever tension he was under, and then you hear all kind of rumor, and that probably played a role why his condition wasn't better on day 2. I don't know. I never really talked with Chris Aceto on that. We talked about a million things, but whatever happened, I have no idea. But I think his condition should be better the following day, or like you said, John, let's do the whole show in one day and get it over with.
Yeah, I think that in today's
That's Mr.
world,
Olympia.
I think the judges are definitely, they have their ear to the sport. So I do think that at next year's Olympia, it is going to be vital, that part of it. I feel like it's the same thing with Samson. We've seen the mistakes that are made and how they fix it. And I feel like at this point, we've talked about Martin, we've talked about Andrew, Derek, speaking of putting on size, the next topic, going to Samson, and the fact that he said during this offseason, he's planning on putting on some size, getting even bigger, really pushing limits with the size game. So, John, how do you feel about that statement? What do you think Samson needs to do moving forward? And, just that sentence alone, putting on more size as Samson, the size that he is.
Well, I think he's still kind of reacting to what happened at the Olympia, where he tried to come in leaner and he overshot it. And then he came in, he lost too much muscle or flattened out too much. And now he's going the opposite way. I mean, obviously, if he gets too big, he's not going to win, and if he comes in like he did at the Olympia, he's not going to win. He's got to come in full and big, but he's got to come in hard. And that was even when he won the Olympia in 2024, I didn't think he was going to win on Friday, but he did come back a lot better on Saturday. But that's always been his problem the last few years since he turned pro, was the conditioning. He's got to come in. He's got the body. He's got the symmetry. He's got the shape. He's got the fullness. He's got the mass. He's just got to come in harder. So going the other way and saying, I'm just going to get huge now, that's not going to work.
I have the recipe for Samson. I have the recipe. It's very, very difficult sometimes. When you during the growing process sometime, and some guys, they are not as fortunate where they develop a thicker skin, okay? Some people have thinner skin. Mm-hmm. Whatever happened, and, look, I saw how Samson was training, and him and his wife were like really going at it, and I figured, oh my God, this is the year. He's definitely going to be better than ever. But it's not about really losing size or gaining size. It's how polished you're gonna be. I mean, the more separation and detail, every little thing. When you have detail, if you don't have detail and separation in the shoulders and striated, this is what's needed today. And honestly, John, no disrespect, but the majority didn't have those finger detail in the shoulder. The only guy that have it is Quizzo. But Quizzo, this year, whatever he did, his torso is too big, so he have a void area from here to here. There's void, and so that shoulder is unbelievable, chest is unbelievable, quality is incredible. He have so much detail. Let's put it this way: if Samson have Quizzo's quality, everyone will be demolished. He would have taken it for sure. So the skin has to be thinner. Remember, that's why we call it onion skin, and we say 24K quality. But 24K quality is doable. But to some people, it's more difficult than others due to that one issue with the skin density, is thickness. I mean, like, some people are a little bit unfortunate. For example, let's talk about it kindly, in a nice way. I'm talking to one of the most intelligent endocrinologists. He told me years ago that anytime any bodybuilder use more GH than need to, it have a definite connection between the skin thickness and the skin density. I mean, there's more, the causes create more volume, but it has impact on your visceral fat, and then your skin gets slightly thicker. It's not unhealthy. The average Joe who's seeking health and do anti-aging, they like to have a thicker, slightly healthier skin. But for bodybuilders, we don't need to. I don't think anybody take more than 3 IU. And Chris Aceto and I were talking about it. He said, GH sucks. GH is ruining bodybuilding. Nobody should be taking more than 3-4 IU. Nobody. And I know that for a fact. I mean, we know, like, even, there's book about using GH, which is okay. It's healthier and safer, but you're not supposed to take 10 and 12 IU, Jean. It's healthy when you take 1.5 to 2 IU. That's for the average Joe. When you start taking 10 and 11, 12, and I know some people took more than that, it's backfiring on the inside. That's what creates problem in the visceral fat area. That's right. That's exactly the cause. It's not the food you eat. It's that excessive. It's not working like insulin, kind of. It have similar effect like insulin when it's above the recommended dose. I mean, we know all the gay guys who have AIDS, they have a stomach too. Did you know that? I'm not joking. All the gay guys in Hollywood Hills, what they say, they were given Serostim by the governor or by the FDA, whoever. They recommended to take 16 IU a day. 16. I'm taking 9 IU twice a day or every day, and all these gays have a big tummy. I'm not joking. Go look into it, research it. I'm serious.
And I just thought it was poor posture.
I mean, no disrespect. I don't mean it in a derogatory or in making fun. It's true. It is true, Jean. So anybody that takes excessive amount of GH is very unintelligent. It's not right, especially when we know the fact that it's causing that.
All right.
So
it's very hard to say.
Why are you laughing?
That's when the worst Samir went for his birthday.
Hey, don't worry. You're not a rump ranger. Don't worry about it. Oh my God.
But see, I feel like I'm one of those. I'm one of the people, and I know I stand alone probably with this, but I like the fact that Samson is kind of just maybe in its own head now rather than trying to listen to everybody else. I think it's really smart when the competitors win their race. So I'm really hoping that this won't backfire on him at all. And, we can really see an upgraded Samson, because I think, we kind of see Andrew now on that same trajectory as well that Samson was on.
Yeah.
Okay, can I say something really quick? Really quick. I don't recommend GH for the following athlete. Okay. Samson, drop the GH. Nick Walker, drop the GH. If you're using it. I'm just saying it. These guys taking GH because, it's safe and it's healthy. Yes, GH is not dangerous. It's not going to kill you. But it does ruin that area, and it does affect skin sickness. I swear. You guys don't want to believe me? That's too bad. I know I made my research years ago, and I talked to people who know the damn thing upside down, inside out. Do not use more than 2.5 to 3 IU if you want, and before contest, drop it altogether. Because this is what's going to cause the dilemma of the fullness and kind of give you that full muscle. I know this guy who been taking GH for a while, and I looked at his body, beautiful body, and I don't know, I can't really think of his name, but I think Kevin Levrone was coaching him toward the end. The guy dieted his ass off, and he looked good, but he could not get that paper thin skin, and he's been trying for years. You cannot get the paper thin skin when you're taking outrageous amount of IU. So, listen. You want to listen? Listen. You don't want to listen? That's too bad. This is your golden opportunity to hear from someone that's been there, done that.
Yeah. I think that's the importance, and picking a coach, one that suits you, getting all the knowledge you need to as a competitor, kind of running your reins. A lot of people get a lot of flack for changing coaches and things of that nature, and I understand there might be an issue with that, but it's also intelligent too. So I think finding a good coach, obviously Aceto is somebody
who understand hormonal function, that understand fluid electrolyte to the T. That's what you need. Not a coach who just take you that bend over row and do this and do that. You need a masterful coach that understand nutrition deeply, that understand how to resolve problem naturally, that understand to resolve problem with drugs if needed, safely, which is, I'm just saying it like it is. We're not hiding from the fact that most of the athletes out there using the whatever supplement we call it, the dark side supplement, So, but we're just trying. I'm here, after all these years. I like to give advice. I really like to do it in a constructive criticism. I never really hate to. Like again, we always talk, and we have actually no favorite. Whether Derek win, Heidi win, Nick win, we support all of them, right? We always have. But sometimes take advice from someone been there, done that. Trust me. Do that.
Well, speaking of good advice, and I feel like, good coaching advice at that, both of you guys have been here generation after generation long enough in this sport to be able to do that. So we have a question from a viewer. What's the smartest way to rebound after a show and start the off season the right way? And what should the real goals be heading into an off season? If you guys want to, rather it's from a natural standpoint or, with a little bit of the dark side.
Well, you're going to rebound anyway. I mean, when you're dieting hard, somehow you're more on the depleted side. Okay, so right away after the show, you're going to rebound and you regain all your muscle fullness. And so after that, I mean, you have to be smart in many areas too. First of all, you need to lay off whatever medication if you are one of those drug user, because your muscle receptor is saturated. So if you got to stay away from that medication, you would take it. And you can go light. That's another issue, which is also there'll be some medical advice in there. I don't like to talk about that one part, but your body will load up quickly the first week after competition. We know Jean did it. I did it. I explode right after the show. But you don't need to do that. You do it for 3-4 days, and then you go back to wash your food. And then you train. You want to gain mass, you train no more than 4 times a week. Honestly, 4 times a week. If you want to gain mass, you train 4 times a week, every other day. 4 workout in 8 days. This is the way to build muscle mass. Man, and women, without a doubt. And then, you got to be smart. I mean, really, I'm to the point where I watch everything I eat and I try to go as healthy as possible. And you can do it. You can do it by stopping all this crazy stuff, inflammation, and watch your liver enzyme, watch your kidney, watch what you eat. And you can grow, whether you could, controlling your caloric intake. You want to go up, increase your caloric intake. You want to stay where you're at, cut it down a little bit, stay active. And, you can control it. It's simple. Really, bodybuilding is not a rocket science. John will tell you. I mean, John and I together, we have about 100 years of experience. Well, I have over 50 years, and I'm sure John have over 40 years. Mm-hmm. So together we have about 90 years. So, guys, my best advice to you, when you have 90 years right in front of you, open your ears, okay? And store the good stuff in your hard drive up there. Don't be foolish. It's not what you see on Instagram daily, or you can Google out information. You Google John, Samir, Platt, these people that been there, done that. And I'm not bragging, but we've really been there. And we want to help. That's why we do this on Old School. And anyone who have a question, they're welcome to ask.
Yeah.
So, John, what do you think about what Marcus said?
So you were asking about the rebound, Marcus?
Yeah. And honestly, I think, Samir definitely, hit the nail, but just pretty much, I mean, you can even give, a perspective on a natural athlete. Obviously it's going to be strikingly similar, both, but there is maybe some differences, and maybe if you can, touch base on, what it should look like for that athlete, if there's any differences, just key points that you can put out there.
Yeah, well, for the natural bodybuilders, I mean, they don't have to worry about the side effects from the drugs. Like, Samir was talking about diuretics. I know a lot of people, when they take diuretics, once they start eating, they blow up, and it's not even that they're eating that much. It's just the side effects of the drugs, and they just blow up. Natural bodybuilders don't have that. They don't have the rebound, and another thing is that from what I remember when I was in the 80s and stuff, when the guys were taking drugs up to the show, and then they would come off and they would start, scaling down on the drugs after the show was over, then their body would respond by, releasing a lot of natural testosterone too, because now you're coming off the drugs. So then they would get that rebound effect and they would blow up, and put on 15, 20 pounds in a week.
Yeah.
And they would all go into muscles. It was all like water in the muscles and stuff, so the natural bodybuilders don't have that. So as far as what I would recommend for somebody who just competed, I just competed in 3 shows. My training partner just competed a month ago. And basically what I do is I'll take a week off after the show's over. I won't train at all. No cardio, and then just eat, but not pig out. People who have never competed before and have never dieted before, they tend to sometimes go crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's they want food so bad that they eat everything they were dreaming about while they were dieting, and then they put on way too much. Well, after you've had some experience with dieting, you don't do that. But you can relax, and eat what you want, and then just not train for a week. And then when you come back, I think you should start slow. When I came back, I didn't start training heavy right away. Okay, got to get ready for next year. I took it probably a month of just really easy workouts, not pushing it, just giving my body a rest. Because when you get ready for a show and you got the pedal to the metal and you're dieting hard and you're training hard, even if you're not feeling good, you're still training hard. You're still training heavy. When that's over with, you got to give your body a break. You can't just keep going. And I got injured before by trying to train too hard after a show. You got to listen to your body and give it a break, And I remember in Samir's day, the golden age bodybuilders, those guys would take it easy for months after a show. Some guys, right, Samir? Some guys wouldn't even train for a few months after a contest.
Yeah, I'm I take a few days off, but then you're not training as insanity. You train hard, right. And it's easy to grow. It's the easiest part when you train less. I grow like crazy. Off season.
Yeah.
But again, you have to be smart about many things too. You got to listen to your body. I always talk about that. listen to your body. Try to rejuvenate. You put your body under a lot of stress, so you need to.
Sometimes I'll see people compete, and I'll see them in the gym the next day and the next morning on the treadmill. I'm like, what are you doing? You gotta take a break.
I know. Now, like the guy Julian right now, he's going to compete. And you know how he got sick before the competition? He was doing the amateur Olympia. So right now he went back up to 218 and he had to change all the stuff that he was using. Not the same. I mean, he told me, want to compete? I said, you know what? If you want to compete, you have to put everything you used before out. So we had to change things. And his body is responsive again. Because this is very important, not to overtax your body, because you're taking this stuff over and over and over, you hurt yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see him tomorrow. Tomorrow, back to Gold Gym. I do some coaching, and I'm going to train there. I'm going to see Todd and Dave again, work out. And that's it, man. Trying to stay. John, I ate a lot this past 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I went from 194 back to 200 like 3-4 days.
Yeah.
I did the John Hansen principle. I ate like crazy.
I saw that cake you're eating, Samir, with your picture on it.
Oh yeah, that was a dope cake.
I wish that was the case. I ate a lot of things, man. They have an Armenian store near me here. Oh my God, Jen, the best cake and cookies. Oh my God. But I'm not big on junk, but I just ate more. I have a place near me now that's opened up. They have hamburger and the French fries is cooked with rice bran. No stupid corn and all this stupid oil. Like In-N-Out, you could eat the hamburger, but French fries, don't touch it, and like, you got to be smart what you put in your body. There's always a lot of toxic crap out there.
Yeah.
You want to get old quick, just eat whatever you like.
True. Yeah, very true.
If you pay attention to what you eat, you could add more mileages on yourself. You could stretch it a little bit longer.
Yeah. Well, I think a really good takeaway is the fact of like what you said about dialing it back, like not even the stat to put on muscle, the 4 days. That's a really that's something that I kind of struggle with. I think a lot of people who have this insanity mindset with this struggle with is, less is actually more.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you, how many meals that you eat, Marcus? How many meals?
At least 5. I try to, but like at least one extra one will be like a protein shake or 2.
People won't believe me when I say it. I don't eat more than 3 meals, but for a couple of days I ate a little bit more, and guess what? So I always function as half flat, maybe 60% full, and then every now and then I'm like, oh, but I can afford it. And I've been eating for like how many days now? For a few days, but I still got abs. Here, look, see it? But I need to shave. Look.
That's more of a flex when you can see the abs through the hair. It's even more impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I need to shave. That's it, but it's there. It's there. All I need is some roid, which is I don't touch any roid.
We get Samir on the roids. We'll see him back on the Olympic stage for sure.
I'm clean because I took a shower this morning.
I'm clean every morning.
No, but honestly, I don't nowadays. I don't touch any anabolic for a long time. I even forgot when the last time I've taken anything. So, just a little replacement in a small baby amount. That's all.
Yeah. Well,
it's not a rocket science,
Be good for the big 7-0, Samir.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Not bad. It's all there. I keep thinking somebody made me this nice shirt that remind me of me. See, you can exhibit it. You see,
I don't see why.
You see?
I like the gold writing on it.
Hey, Samir, that picture I got you
in Lebanese, huh?
It looks like the picture on the beach, right?
Yeah, the picture I got you on the beach. What year was that?
Pose. That's not the same spot.
Yeah. What year was that picture that I got you, Samir?
This one, you know what's funny? Oh my God, John, you're not gonna believe this.
What?
You're not gonna believe it. Right behind these pictures, I was on the beach 3 days ago.
Oh shoot!
Right behind these pictures, and you could see the mountain, and you see the Santa Monica Pier. And I took this with John Balick.
Oh, really? Okay. What year was that?
That was 82.
Oh, 82. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I was a Mr. Olympia here.
Yeah, 4th place. Yeah.
But I was wasted. Look at
Oh
even
yeah,
off
no,
season.
that's what I like about that pictures. You're wasted.
Even off season, you could see. Look at that separation. I'm like within striking distance. I think right now these guys don't look good on stage. They don't get this sharp on stage.
Right.
I'm telling you. I think the old school way. No disrespect. No disrespect. I know all these guys work their ass off and they all want to get better. But in all honesty, the old school way is the best way to go.
Yeah.
It's healthier. You may not be bigger, but who cares? Yeah. Aston Martin, baby. You can keep the Hummer. I don't care. I'll take the Aston Martin.
I think that's a good point. The old school way with the new school equipment, and then you're set.
Yes, the old school way, there's muscle separation. There's a smaller waist. There's a tighter abs. The whole body is you get that quality.
Yeah.
It's right now, everybody chasing mass. I mean, who got super shredded? I only see like striation on guys like Hardy in here, so shredded. Look at Martin Fitzwater was hard like a rock. He was improved. And you know what? I was asking Martin, speaking about conditioning. And, Jean and I were like going to a room, and then we ran into Martin, and he flexed his legs to us. And his legs were really good, weren't they?
No, they're incredible. Yeah.
He was he looks really good. He looks ready. And then Martin told me that one of the judges told him that his legs were too small. And I'm like, oh my God, your legs were not small. Your legs were just fine, just perfect, matching your body. And this is why he's in the winner's circle. And he will continue to be in the winner's circle with that mentality. And I mean, whenever Martin and I talk, we always talk about quality. He says, don't worry, man. I'm just keeping my eye on the ball. He's not chasing freaky mass without class. So it's okay. It's better to gain 7, 8, or even 10 pounds of muscle a year, quality muscle, than better than explode and gaining like 40 pounds of potato.
Yeah.
You don't want that. So if you want to be a champion in the long run, you just do it in portion. You get a like first base, second base, third base, and then get a home run. Then you can get a grand slam. I mean, just when you try to chasing size, you end up paying the price.
Yeah.
In all honesty, that's why the difference between all. I mean, even Mike Mentor back in the days used to say recipes, Samir, even if I gain 7, 8 pounds a year, and I'm very happy, because that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Or take 10 IU and gain 40 pounds, start looking like a box. You look like a box, forget about it. It's just going to backfire.
Well, I think this episode was filled with like a lot of very sound advice for every type of lifter too. So I'm happy about that.
Listen. That's again. I'm gonna touch on that one again. Just pictures Nick Walker with 30-inch waist and no fullness in his tummy. Oh, it's automatically he will destroy everyone in the upper body. Maybe in the overall symmetry, he probably will have some difficulty, but he's easily right up there. He will look like a different person. So I think Nick right now, his main goal to fix that area. And do I think it's fixable? I think it is.
Yeah.
And so look out when he stays this massive. And honestly, I think the enemy is growth hormone. I mean, not to say, oh, you know what? I took growth hormone. I'm not saying, but I didn't take it when I won 88 and 82 and 83. And I didn't touch it for years. At my best, I didn't touch growth hormone.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying, oh, I never use it. I use it, but I never abuse it. That's why I still have a tiny waist overall.
Yeah.
You know, I show you. I'm size 31, my waist.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I guess we can cut it there, and I will say that for anybody who is watching, please leave your questions in the comments, send it direct, wherever it be in YouTube, because obviously there is decades and decades of some knowledge here. So please do that, and appreciate you guys tuning in. It was fun.
All right,
keep
guys.
it old school. Good to see you guys. Happy birthday again, John.
Happy birthday, Marcus. Happy birthday, Samir.
All right, you guys, take care.
Thank you very much.